Hello, good afternoon, everyone. And it is nice to see you again today for the third training session. So before I start the session, I would like to know how do you feel today? Could you please type in the chat box or maybe send me the emoji? Okay, someone said that from practice, Miss Foreign, thank you so much for joining us. Oh, feel good, happy, right? Anything else? Someone feel tired or not? Are you hungry? I feel hungry. So I just send my emoji. I feel hungry. So we have like participant from 29 log in today. Thank you for joining us. We also have like, let me check the list from all countries or not. We have like from the Malaysia, from Thailand, Ban Hua Yuok Paso, from Brunei Darussalam, Miss Duria also with us, from Indonesia, and from Malaysia, okay, and from the Philippines, okay, and I'm looking forward for the Cambodia. All right, so without further ado, I would like to start the program now, right? Oh, someone sent me the message that tired. Oh, hot day. Yeah, it is. In Thailand also, it's very hot day, right? May I ask for the next slide? Okay, again, this is a technical reminder. And next, please. So for your information, please keep your eye um, in the chat box because we will share the presentation file of the speaker in the chat box and also the link of the activity also in the chat box. Next slide. Okay, so before we start the program, I would like to welcome SDN4 Samsudin Noor from Indonesia to join us today. And actually the school just nominated by the Ministry of Primary and Secondary School of the Indonesia. And so may I invite the school representative or school principal to say hello to our participants. And please unmute yourself.
Hello everyone.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Hi, Miss Lamita. Okay, you can introduce yourself. You are the school principal, right?
Yes.
Yes, okay. And maybe you can share what is the key problem of your school about the food and nutrition.
Wait a minute.
Yes. And Dini, you can help me to translate to Indonesia for me.
Yes.
Dini, you,
Yeah,
where are you?
yes, I
Okay.
hope so. I could translate it.
Yeah, what is the key problem of her school about health
Ah,
and nutrition?
Maaf aja, Bu Dini.
itu apa tadi key problem kunci masalah yang ada di sekolah
Oh.
problemnya apa?
Oke. Yang
Yang
pertama,
kurang lebih mirip-mirip sama sekolah kita gitu.
jajanan ya. Oke,
Iya.
permasalahan pertama itu jajanan yang tidak sehat. Yang
Mhm.
kedua, kami itu melengkapi dari MBG. MBG itu kan tidak ada susu. Jadi kami di program kami itu mengadakan susu kedelai. Itu. Terus yang ketiga, penguatan anak-anak eh apa namanya? Mereka itu kurang sadar akan kesehatan. Mereka tahu tapi kurang sadar gitu. Intinya di jajanan sih. Jajanan anak-anak yang kurang sehat.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. And Dini, please.
Okay. The key problem in SD Negeri 4 Samsudinur is quite similar to our problem, just like the first one is unhealthy snacks that selling in outside vendors, and then the second one is uh, complement the free meal from the governments, just like soy milk. So their school provide soy milk for the students, and then the last one is encourage students to get the knowledge of the nutritions.
All right, that's great. Thank you so much for sharing your issues with us, and also Dini for the helping translation. All right, okay, so let me go to the next slide, please. It is about the now, where are we in the program of the 7 sessions? Now we are in the session number 3. We still have like another 4 sessions to go. Please be patient with me, and then please, come to the training session. But however, I understand that you will have like long holiday, starting from the middle of March. I think that from during the 4th week of March. So however, you can send a representative to join us. Even like you can review the record that I will send to you afterward. Okay, so at least you participate in the training session, even you are doing it online with us, or you review the session afterward. All right, for the next slide. Okay, for today's session, we will have like warm-up activity after my introduction part. Then I will invite our invited expert from Senior Reform, Dr. Dwi Nastiti Iswarawanti, Deputy Director for Program, to present about how we can improve the school food environment and the importance of the school canteen in making your student be healthy, right? And then we also invite two schools from our model school from Brunei Darussalam and Indonesia to share their best practices related to the topic of the training session today. All right, and after this will be the Q&A and training feedback form for the certificate. And the next slide, please. Okay, now is the best session, photo session. So may I invite everyone to open the camera. So our technical team can stop sharing the screen now. All right, everybody open the camera for the photo session. All right, I will ask only one photo session. So you can do the freestyle, or you want to do like, very formal one, up to you. But for me, I will do the freestyle. All right, on my count. 1, everybody keep smiling, the best, smiling. 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right, someone just opened the camera, so we need to take another shot. Okay, another one, please. My mini heart. 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Right. Before we start the session, I would like to ask you the question. Anyone has like mobile phone with you? Next. Okay, we would like to explore about your food environment at your school. Right, please prepare your mobile phone. Okay, now I would like you to scan the QR code on the on the screen, and then drop us the answer. For the first question, okay, use your mobile phone to scan the QR code. I would like to know that who can using the mobile phone to scan, and also our team also drop the link in the chat box in case that you use mobile phone for the online training. Okay, the first question. how would you rate the healthy food environment at your school?
Overall, yeah,
How
for
would
me
you
good.
rate? Very good. Yeah, Sora. Wow, 7% answer good. Now we have now 12 from 23 answer the question. 1% answer poor. 5% answer fair.
Wow.
Wow. Oh, 1% agree that very good. So let's see. After Dr. Nastiti explaining to you, then you can verify the answer again. Wow. So now we have 16 from 24 answer the question. That's great. Thank you. So for the person who doesn't use mobile phone, you can click on the link in the chat box that our team just dropped. Now 18 from 25, and mostly you admit that your school food environment very healthy. That's good. Thank you so much. So I just take this photo. Okay, now still answer very good. 21 from 26. Okay, that's great. May I ask for the next question?
Okay.
Among the pillars of the healthy canteen listed below, which do you believe is the biggest problem in your school? There are 4 problems that you need to choose only one. The first one, school management and commitment. Second, human resources. Third, facility and infrastructure. And the last one, food quality. Which one you think is the biggest problem at your school? 5 from 27. Any more else? Okay.
Which
Yeah.
do you believe in the biggest problem?
Someone try to think for us.
Human resources.
Okay. Now.
Yeah.
Okay. 12 from 27. So mostly agree that facilities and infrastructure is the biggest problem in your school, right? Okay. Wow. Okay. Now, facility and infrastructure still is the main problem. May I ask the QR code again to be on the screen? Okay. Now we have how many answer? All right. You can see that mostly agree that. Now, I would like to ask another question. The last question, number 3. Okay. Among the options listed below here, which one you think that is the first thing you need to do to improve food environment? 1. Develop the school regulations. 2. Establish working committee. 3. Build partnership. 4. Provide training to the school community and also the teachers. And the last one, improve hygiene facilities. Right. This is very important because you can adapt from this question to be practiced at your school level. All right. Now, how many? Okay, 16 from 28 answer. Anyone else? And you can click in the chat box to join this question. All right, so mostly you believe that school regulation very important, partnership also important training for the teachers, personnel also important on this, and also the hygiene facilities important. Okay, any more answer on this question? Any more answer on this question? Okay, now number one, the most important is school regulations is the most important to do the first thing to improve the school food environment, right? All right, okay, so everybody answered this question already. May I move to the next part? So I think that Dr. Nastiti understand and see the big picture, how you understand about the school food environment. So without further ado, I would like to invite Dr. Dewi Nastiti Iswarawanti, Deputy Director for Program from the Our Sister Center in Indonesia, from the Simeo Regional Center for Food and Nutrition. So Dr. Nastiti, okay, please.
You, Priapa, for very kind introduction and very, what do you call it, amazing games and exploring how this topic very to connect to their daily needs, yeah. So, okay, maybe we can start. Happy Ramadan, fasting Ramadan to our colleagues who fasting today, Brunei, Indonesia, and also maybe others. And also thank you for the invitation. This is my second opportunities to join this very excellent program. Okay, as a sign, I will explain or sharing. I believe that you also having this experience related to the healthy canteen. And I also surprised that most of you very, what do you call it, yeah, very optimist and positive that you have a school food environment which is already good. Yeah, so it's okay. It's nothing wrong. Yeah. So allow me in the next 20 minutes. Hopefully, I will quickly explain and to refreshing you some outlines and to remind you again, what is a school food environment? Actually, exactly what Rahmawati, Ibu Rahmati, ya, Ibu Rahma mentioned about food and then the challenge, the availability, and also maybe the quality of the food around our school. This is school food environment. But actually, school food environment is complex, yeah, because it's also deal with infrastructures, yeah. Some of you, not some, yeah, but most of you mentioned that infrastructure challenge to have a healthy food, yeah, healthy food for school communities, yeah. So okay, school food environments based on FAO. This is actually all the spaces, infrastructures, and conditions inside and around, yeah, around the school, where food is available, obtained, purchased, and consumed. So until consumed, yeah, this is a complex condition. Next, please. The school food environment is very related with what the access of food. Yeah, so canteens also contribute to the quality of school food environment. Yeah, particularly canteen who prepared or managed by the school. Yeah, based on the FAO global condition, 1/3 of the children time, school children time, is exposed to the variety of food, particularly from canteen. Yeah, so it may, of course, influence their eating habits. It also may contribute to the risk. Sorry, somebody. Okay, thank you. So, what prepare, what available, and what purchased by school communities, including school children, will influence the risk, yeah, and also will, in the long time, the prolonged time, it will expose to their the risk to well-being, their well-being. Okay, next. Okay, so in related to this topic, then canteen based on the FAO has responsibility to promote better diets, yeah, and it of course become a concern, yeah, by the schools, yeah, and also particularly the quality of canteen, yeah, because what they sell, what they provide in canteen will influence the diets, yeah, not only the children but also the school communities, the parents, and also the teachers who also buy the food in canteen. Next. Okay, so the expected school canteen rules, yeah, we call it expected because ideally, yeah, because canteen part of the school food environment, so they should canteen should offer a variety of nutritious food. Yeah, we know that, and of course, what they sell should be what do you call it? Yeah, um, should be suitable with the preference and the culture of the people, yeah, so that the food is sold in canteen will be both, yeah, consumed, yeah, and also if possible, ideally it should follow the national dietary guidelines or policy that already what you call it, yeah, regulated in your country, yeah, and ideally what the food sold should be not only acceptable culture but also affordable, yeah, in canteen also like having a responsible as media for nutrition education, yeah, not only sell the food but also having responsibility to promote the food, yeah, okay, uh, and also if possible, yeah, canteen also complement as complement for the school curriculum, particularly related to the healthy food, yeah, safe food preparations, yeah, usually vocational schools, yeah, they can use canteen as media for uh, practice, yeah, okay, and also as entrepreneur education and creativity, yeah. Uh, also, through canteen, students can also learn, yeah, how the implementation of food hygiene standard. Next, please. Okay, for those who doesn't understand, please raise hand, yeah, or so and directly ask, yeah. Don't worry. Okay, so here I like to share you what the problems, commonly problems in Southeast Asia, yeah. I believe you understand, yeah, that like sorry, I forgot Bu Rahmati, ya, from Indonesia.
Rahmita.
Rahmita, sorry, Bu Rahmita, makasih. Ya, Bu Rahmita mentions unhealthy, ya, unhealthy snack. Ya, this is common because processed food, ya, instant food is produced by industry is really accessible, ya, promoted, highly promoted, ya, so it's so that they are available, ya, readily available in surrounding school, ya. Besides about the processed food, also they may contaminated with illegal chemical additive, yeah, in some countries study, yeah, this is based on some different countries in South Asia, yeah, Indonesia, and also in Myanmar, and also in some other countries, yeah. Okay, so agree with Bu Rahmita mentioned, yeah, because of the vendors usually and low awareness, and also because of that they also having poor personal hygiene, yeah. Also because they usually they sell in a mobile condition, mobile, yeah, so they may contaminated with flies and others. Yeah. Okay, next. Here I like to introduce you that actually FAO, who responsible on this issue, already released the Southeast Asia Regional Harmonized Guideline on school nutrition, and also relate with quality of food in canteen. Yeah, so they have a kind of standard. They said 10 minimum standard for school nutrition packets. Yeah, so issue on safety. Yeah, and then and nutrition education related with the healthy food, yeah, should be integrated in curricula. Yeah. Okay, next. Another reference that you can learn is that about the canteen in South Asia is this book. Yeah, this is developed by 6 Siameo centers. Yeah, in Brunei, Cambodia, Malaysia, Myanmar, Indonesia, and Philippines. Yeah, and this book provided 28 model schools. Yeah, so the schools also, I believe that your school will be also model, hopefully. Yeah, so from this school, including Brunei here, yeah, yeah, okay. These schools really have a good, good or what do you call it, yeah, yeah, practices, yeah, good practices that can be referred, yeah, so that the school communities having a healthier behavior on eating food, yeah. Next. Uh, of course, so many challenges. Yeah, I believe you also having some challenges. Yeah, in terms of management. Yeah, in terms of human resource. Yeah. Next, and also in terms of facilities and food quality. But this is based on 28 schools models I mentioned. Yeah. Here, they mostly see that the previous slide, please. They concern that next, sorry, not next, but previous. They concern that management, the previous one, please. The facilities is not big problem, but management become big problems because they concern that once management is doesn't there, yeah, if the school doesn't have management, then the implementation will be also poor. Yeah, that that's why management is the first things that I think you agree also need to be in place before you would like to strengthening your school environment, school food environment, particularly canteen. Next, please. Okay, food quality also big problem. Yeah, it's because of external factors like Bu Rahmita mentioned. Yeah, solved by vendors because they may be having low awareness. Yeah, and also lack of knowledge, and maybe they don't care. Yeah, sometimes that. But then because sometimes the demand. Yeah, that's why the demand, meaning the children, school children or school communities need also the supply, yeah, call it what sold by canteen or food vendors should be aligned. Yeah, if the demand and supply align, then the problem related on food quality will be eliminated. Yeah, next, please. Okay, so next, actually this year, next please. This year is the 10 years of Nutrition Goes to School program conducted by Siamerek Fund, and GTS, Nutrition Goes to School is one of flagship program, and school canteen is one component of Nutrition Goes to School program we have, which is already also done in or implemented in 4 Southeast Asia countries, yeah, and we really happy to share what the schools, our what to call it, yeah, other schools or sister schools that implemented NGTS, but also including school canteens and also other components to improve the school food environments. Next. Okay, there are 4 pillars, meaning key components, like key components, yeah. In order to strengthening our school canteen, yeah. First, good commitment and management, and second, human resource, facilities, and food quality. So this 4 is when you like to implement or strengthening your canteen, healthy school canteen, then these 4 pillars need to be considered. Yeah, next. Okay, these 4 pillars translated to the activities, yeah, to the standards, yeah, become the 4 pillars translated to we hear actually this is revised frequently. Finally, after we adjusted, then the last version we have and also revisited by our stakeholders, it become 30 indicators. So it may help you to assess, yeah, to like a reflection whether your canteen been what you call it, yeah, meet with the standards and provide or improve the condition school food environment, yeah. Okay, so pillar commitment and management, we have 2, yeah, 2 indicators, yeah. Usually, if the schools having written commitment, yeah, on providing nutrition and food supply at schools, meaning they have already one good indicator, yeah. And if possible, they have kind of team, yeah, to supervise or like monitoring routinely the quality of safety or and nutritious food in canteen. Yeah. The second pillar is human resource. Can you see the indicators? I hope you can read the indicators. Yeah, this is small, sorry, but I think it's easy to understand. Human resource is very important, even though it's only 3 indicators: training and commitment, yeah, and also they have a kind of consistently practice, yeah, because they have knowledge and skills, yeah, to implement hygiene, yeah. Okay, and then I'm agree with you that infrastructures the most challenging, yeah, because so many indicators related to infrastructures that need to be achieved, yeah, before we can before the canteen can practice the hygiene and nutritious food, yeah. So here we have how many, yeah, almost 20 indicators, yeah, related to infrastructures, yeah. Starting from the small things like tools for cleaning until the big issue, the permanent building for canteen. Yeah, sometimes for government schools, we not having so many opportunity, yeah, to have a good permanent building for canteen. Yeah, sometimes yeah, this is under Ministry of Education Indonesia. I'm sorry, Indonesia. Ministry of Education responsible to provide the permanent building. Yeah, but for other things like cleaning utensil, yeah, and then maybe what is the soap, yeah, soap for sufficient washing the dishes and washing the hands of the consumers, yeah. So it is possible to be prepared by the school itself, but for the big issue and very maybe expensive to establish, yeah, like water supply, yeah, you need to communicate with the governments, yeah, the local governments, so that they can provide the what you call it, the proper infrastructures you need, yeah. Okay, this is the infrastructures, and then the food quality also quite challenging, yeah. because sometimes garbage in, garbage out, yeah, meaning that what allow or to what prepare in the in the uh, in the uh, in the canteen area, yeah. So it will influence the quality, the food quality that consumed by children. Yeah, so particularly hazardous chemical, yeah, may present, yeah, in Indonesia, particularly also in what you call it, yeah, in rural area, yeah. But, of course, this one you need to have a kind of what you call it, yeah, information, yeah, proper or correct information from the local governments. What are the food available in your surrounding so that you can prevent, yeah. You need to have a regulation and ability to select the food, yeah. Okay, and also of course the quality in terms of nutritious food, yeah. I believe you get knowledge information from Dr. Ade last week, yeah. What kind of food meals that meet your nutrition requirements, yeah. And also which one rich, what kind of food which is rich of nutrient, and also what kinds of meals, yeah. Indonesia we have isi piringku regulation, yeah, or healthy pyramid food, yeah, which is guideline for us to prepare our food, yeah. Okay, next. Okay, if these indicators sorry used in Indonesia, this is actually 7 years ago, which is quite long, but the condition is still relevant, yeah. Among the 30 indicators, you can see that the written commitments from the management is very in good, not good condition, yeah. So only 50% of them among 250 55 schools, which is having written commitments. And also they don't have a team, yeah, to check the quality of the food available in the schools, yeah. The hygiene practice also very poor, yeah. Most the vendors doesn't have a good practice in preparing the food, doesn't wear apron, yeah, 30% among them. And also training, yeah. So human resource also considered as a concern, yeah, problems among schools at the time in 2018 in schools to having a good canteen. Next. This is self-administrated survey, yeah. So it's really subjective, but however, it reflects the problems, yeah, and challenges faced by schools in Indonesia. Okay, this is example. If related to the management and commitment, if the school canteen or if the canteen unit what you call it, yeah, inserts, yeah, in the school organization structures, it shows that the school having a good commitment, yeah, or maybe kind of in the middle, yeah, written commitment done by the principals, supporting by the unit in the schools, yeah. It's also very good example, yeah, informal but very good. Okay, and also they have an internal team for monitoring and quality control of the food. This is the example from some schools in Indonesia. Next. Next, please. Okay, human resource training, please. This sessions actually one of the effort to improve the human resource, but then not only one or two teachers, yeah, but also all of the all of the vendors or tenants, yeah, tenants in canteen should receive training. Yeah. Next. Facilities. Yeah. Of course. Safe water. Yeah. Sufficient water and trash bins that already disposed regularly. Yeah, and also of course would have a cleaning and disinfections equipment that working well. Next. Again, facilities, yeah. Don't forget that contamination from the flies. So you have to control, yeah. If flies become problem, so you have to have efforts to keep the foods away from the pests and insects. Yeah. Next. Storage, yeah. Also, this is simple, but please make sure that you use food tongs or gloves to avoid cross contamination, and also your storage is function well. Yeah. Okay. May I know whether your schools have implemented this regularly? Maybe which one that I mentioned that been done, yeah, have been done already available or been practiced in your school? Please write that in chat. Yeah. Next. Again, facilities. Yeah. Good layout and clean area for dine. Next. The other challenge is good quality of foods. Yeah, it must be safe, must be nutritious, diverse, and particularly suitable, acceptable. So it should be halal, especially for Muslim students. Next. This is kind of local food, which is very safe. Yes, yeah. But please, I believe that some indicators also have been implemented in Cambodia. Yeah, so please write down. I suggest you, I invite you, teacher from Philippines, Thailand, yeah, to write down what you've been have also. Yeah, I believe some of you have also. Yeah, also the local food, Cambodia, and Laos. You have a good street vendors. They sell what do you call it? Yeah, fruits, cut fruits, fresh fruits, which is Indonesia is very limited fresh food, fresh fruits. Sorry, fruits. Yeah. Indonesia mostly fried and fried. So this is also a challenge for us, yeah. But this is safe in terms of bacteria, but unsafe in terms of nutrient, yeah, type of calorie. Yeah. How many minutes more, yeah, Pa?
Sorry, you
How
have
many?
about 3 minutes.
Okay, next. Okay, you can see, next please. You can see the slides, yeah, later on, yeah. So from our book, yeah, actually, we share what the best practice that's been done in the schools, yeah. In Indonesia, some school they insert the tailoring school canteen operation to the curriculum, yeah. And then in Philippines posting calorie contents, yeah, in the food. In Malaysia, they have to improve the knowledge. They invite the hotel chef, yeah, so that the chef can like share the food quality in school canteen to improve the food quality in school canteen. Yeah. Next, please. This is example, yeah. Peer, yeah. You can educate students become peer to influence the what you call it, the demand, yeah, to create the demand so that they love to eat healthy food. Yeah, this is based on social behavior learning theory that in Indonesia we have youth health cadres as the role model, yeah, to change the behavior of the students in school. Next. Okay, alumni, yeah, if you have limited resources, you can use alumni. They will love to help you, yeah, to share their experience. If they are medical doctor, they can involve in healthy activities, what do you call it, yeah, healthy school units, yeah, to maybe to educate, yeah, to give sharing their experience related to hygienes and others, yeah. Next. Okay, the most important is walk the talk. So what the knowledge, the skills you have, please implement in your school. Yeah, start from the simple one. Start with the very accessible one. Yeah, so that you do something innovation. Yeah. Okay. Next, please. Okay, this is the last slide. So the message is that you know that healthy school canteen is important, yeah, because it's integrate with the healthy school environments and having a big role, yeah, responsibility, and then school compliance, yeah, need to be regularly monitored, yeah, and also follow the policies, yeah, please, because Indonesia may be different with Brunei and others in related to canteen, yeah, please, you have to know what the existing regulation and ask their help to assist to assist your school, yeah. Okay, I think that's all. Hopefully this short presentation is can help you to motivate at least, yeah, to implement to improve your canteen, yeah. Okay, may I read the chat? So how is the implementation?
There is a question from Miss Tina Chum from the Cambodia. She asked that
Okay.
the children has a problem with eating fast food the most. They love it. But do you have experience on this and how could we solve it? Even the school provide very like healthy food, but after the school time, they will go to the fast food all the time.
Yeah. I agree with you. Yeah, this is also a common problem. Like I mentioned before, that we need to create our healthy school environment. Healthy school environment means that not only the demand, yeah, but also the supply, and the environment need to be regulated. Yeah. So if you need to not only educate regularly, meanings you can uh, integrate about healthy food. Healthy food is yeah, healthy food is can be should be should be loved, yeah. If they know about the knowledge of nutrition, yeah, but they don't have access to buy, so it's difficult, yeah. That's why you have to also regulate the supply, yeah. Maybe you can reduce the availability of unhealthy, but not really time by time, yeah. So, and also maybe you can also have a program like reward program for those who have a good habits, yeah, or maybe prepare the nutritious and healthy food, but really like and buy, yeah, both by the children, then you can give a reward. So you cannot change the behavior only just one activities. You need to integrate each other from the regulation, reward system, the demand, yeah, nutrition education, and also the supply. You have to control the availability of the healthy and unhealthy food. Yeah. So maybe cannot the result cannot be short term, yeah, but it will uh, yeah, it will show the impact, but it's not short, of course. Yeah. So but please keep
Okay.
fighting. Yeah. I I understand you, but try the first thing that maybe the most easy for you. Can I close the sorry, can we close the share screen
Yes, sure.
so that we can, yeah. Okay. So is it answer your questions?
Well, I
Fasting
think
always fasting
yeah,
always
I agree with your point, Dr. Nastiti, because this one takes long term to improve, right? We need to build the knowledge of the student and parents for them to understand why the healthy food is very important for the children.
that is
So
not
I
enough.
think that yeah, it's still not enough because the
Uh,
environment also affect to the student eating behavior, right? So I
yeah.
think that the answer will be the answer from this question can be presented by our model
Oh
school
yeah.
because they already have like best practices. How can they encourage the student to eat vegetables and fruit, and how they could improve the school food environment? And then they can persuade the parents to prepare the healthy food for their children, right? So anyway, so Dr. Nastiti, may I introduce the next speaker to
Yes,
our
please.
participants? Thank you so much, Dr. Nastiti, and your presentation
Yeah.
very inspiring and give us the very practical ideas how our participating school can improve their food environment. Right, thank you so much.
Yeah,
Right,
you're welcome.
so for the next speaker, may I invite Madame Suhaila. She is the program manager of the SR Pengingang Anak Puteri Visa from the Brunei Darussalam. So, Madame Suhaila, may I invite you on the stage, please?
All right, thank you, Miss Piapa. Yes. Let me share my PowerPoint.
Yes, sure.
Okay. Can you see the PowerPoint, Piapa?
No, we have not seen your PowerPoint yet.
Don't see it.
At the screen.
Let's see. Okay.
Yeah, it is shared now. Presentation mode, please.
All right. Okay.
Madame Suhaila,
Good
please.
afternoon. Yes, thank you. Good afternoon, all. I am pleased to present our school initiative titled 1V plus 1F is equal to Healthy Child, an effort by Sekolah Rendah Pilihan Datu Jamil and Sekolah Rendah Pilihan Puteri Besar to promote healthy eating habits, particularly during lunchtime. All right, let me share with you our school profile. We started the program last year with 67 teachers and 525 students comprised from preschools until year 6 students. For your info, our year 2 until year 5 students, they're attending 2 sessions, that is morning sessions, start at 7:15 a.m. until 12 noon, and lunch hour start at 12 noon, and the afternoon sessions start at 1:30 until 3 p.m. Therefore, we come up with this program in response to the need for fresh vegetables and fruits to be part of our school meals, especially for our year 2 and our year 5 students who now have extended school hours. So let me share with you what are our school challenges that we face. Firstly, our students have limited intake of fresh vegetable and fruits among our students. Secondly, they have lack of healthy lunch habits within the school. As a result, because of the low awareness of nutritional diversity at home and inconsistent collaborations between school canteen vendors and health goals. So let me share with you what are the activities that we done to support the school environment and the role of the school canteen. First, we start with sharing sessions with all the parents so that the parents have clear view and their roles about the project and the benefits to run of this project among the children. So we did this one in the 16th of April. We distribute flyers for the parents as well to remind them what are the days that the students might have with the healthy food, vegetables, and the fruits as well. Secondly, it's very important before we do the programs, we conduct survey for the parents so that we know what are the students' favorite fruits, vegetables, what are the students' food allergic, so that we can incorporate this one into our school meal and our school canteen menu. Then we have school canteen vendors collaborate for the school canteen to offer fruits and vegetable as part of their menu. So we start with a simple one first in February, where the school canteen provide at least one fruits and one vegetable as part of their menu at least twice a week. This been sold to all the students and the teachers. Remember, teachers also play a role model. So teachers will eat in the school canteen dining hall, where the students will join as well when they see the teachers eat the vegetables and the fruits. It will make them to try it as well. And then we're focusing on eating healthy food during lunchtime. We start this one during second term, start in April. Since we have limited space of the kitchen, so we ask the teachers and the kitchen helpers to provide all the fruits and ingredients, and we ask the school canteen vendors to cook the vegetables for our students. So we set the date first every Tuesday, start with fruit, Thursday, vegetables, Saturday, fruit juice. All right, how do we do the schedule? We do a schedule for our type of fruits and vegetable to be served among the students. So all the 67 teachers are involved with the kitchen helper. So as you can see on the slide, different day, different fruits, different teacher in charge, and what types of vegetables that they need to prepare and buy. We get all of this from our local suppliers. All right, what the school food environments play important role to motivate our students to eat the healthy food. We have the school is very special because it's a new school. We have very big space area, dining hall area, which can occupy 500 plus students. We also display posters around the dining hall so that the students know they can read during their while waiting for their food to be served. And we have to make sure that the dining hall will be sanitized before and after the student having their meals. The sanitize will be done by the school cleaners. And we also have murals being displayed around the dining hall area. Now, because the dining hall area don't have the proper sink for the student to wash their hand, we train the students to wash their hand at the nearby washroom so that because we want to train them for the hygiene before they're having and after they're having their meals. All right, the school kitchen. Here's the school kitchens with limited space, right? We have a very big, very small one sink only. So for the hygiene, the fruits and the vegetables which prepared by the kitchen helpers must be washed before they're giving to the school canteen vendor to be cooked. So the kitchen help also using the plastic glove in handling the fruits. And we're very lucky that the school canteens and the kitchen is just nearby. So it's easy for them to ask the canteen vendors to help to cook the food where the school have to pay for when they have to cook. The school pay the kitchen, the canteen vendors when they cook the food it's a bit not that expensive, around $15 it's up to the school on how much that they want to pay. Or the school canteen, here our school canteen, they have two vendors. Around the school canteen also display the poster on the healthy food, and the food must be covered, okay, We also have plenty of space, very clean dining hall before the break time. We also have mural on the food pyramid, all right? And we have teachers as well who can buy the food from the school canteen. So that's all from me. So we believe that from the research, balanced diet, which is rich in fruits and vegetables, is very important for our children's physical and cognitive development. Thank you very much. That's all from me, Brunei Darussalam.
Thank you very much, Madam Suhaila. So I know that our participants would have the questions in their mind. So you can drop the question in the chat box. So without further ado, I would like to invite Miss Dini, the coordinating teachers from SDN Landasan Ulin Balat, to give you more example how the school can improve the food environment. All right, Dini, the floor is yours.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. I am Dini from SDN 2 Landasan Ulin Barat. Also coordinator teacher from Indonesia. Here we want to share about the school food environment and the role of school canteen in making healthy food choices. Beyond the menu, transforming the school food environment for the golden generation. As you can see here, this picture, 3 of this picture also as our alumni, because this project also running well around 2 years. We join with the SAPs, senior SAPs. And please, next. This is the why, food environment and the student success. Because as you can see here, the picture, we got objective to awareness and understanding of a participants of the importance having a healthy school food environment for improve healthy and academic performance students, because we know that our background students got lack of the nutrition knowledge. They're also very love buying unhealthy snacks in outside, and this is get an impact that our students could be get lack of the concentration and well-being of our 300 more students. Next. Here the elements and key stakeholders in a school food environment. This is the pictures of the success story in our school lunch programs. We are also collaborate with ecosystem that food healthy environments require more than just changing a menu. It requires an active multi-sectoral coalition, just like educational governments, healthy center of Liang Anggang, and also students' parents, students, and the stakeholders. We also have the internal partners. We get partnered with 5 local farmers that produce in Liang Anggang Community Health Centers and Banjarmaru with the health center as known as Puskesmas. Next. Here the food safety standards and policies that we adopt in our success story in healthy canteen. For the food safety standard and policies, we integrating One Health. Near in our school, we don't have poultry from farm and something like that. And for the human health, we implementation of strength food safety protocols in canteen since 2 years before. And for the animal welfare, we also get a commitment for searching if ethnically produced animal ingredients were possible. For the human health, we also provide our school canteen with the sanitized near the canteen And we make sure that our students also get knowledge of the how to washing hands with good manners, good steps by socialization before with our healthy centers, government healthy centers by Puskesmas. And we also provide healthy snack in canteen. And for the environmental health, strategies implemented to actively reduce food waste and single-use plastic. We utilize that fruit skin like orange, apple, banana, pineapple, and something like that, that food waste could be used just like ecoenzyme. We also utilize the waste by food for ecoenzyme with the another condiment just like palm sugar, ginger for addition, and then we can create our own fertilizer for our plant in our school. Next. Here the concept pillar and healthy school canteen. For the applying the sufficiency economy philosophy, we embedded the SEPS principles to ensure the canteen was equitable, practical, and sustainable. We also provide outside vendors to participate in our school canteen to selling their own hygiene purchase, their own hygiene snacks. Beside that, we also invite the teachers to create their homemade snack to selling in our healthy school canteen. For the moderation, we operate portion size and actively avoiding excessive processed food. And reasonableness, we ensure that all healthy meals are priced with affordably. Maybe it's less or 5,000 rupiah for students elementary. It could be price affordable. And we try to provide our snack in our school health canteen with minimum of high ultra processed snack, just like for example, just like burger, maybe we can sell it with the sausage one once a week, twice a week, for example, just like that. As you can see here, this one is practical ideas to improve the school food environment. Before we create our herbalist club, we have to encourage, we have to give socialization first with our students with grade 3 until grade 6 who get interest with the herbalist club until we got 35 students for became a herbalist club. As you can see here in the right picture, this one is also the alumni of our students herbalist club. They are trying to build our zero herbalist club until we are now planting some medicine herbal plant, just like ginger, lemongrass, turmeric, and something like that. And for the digital reinforcement, we also launched a user-friendly healthy food menu application that's featuring over 30 healthy, affordable menus to extend of reach into students' homes. Next. Okay. Practical ideas to improve the school food environments. Before we start it, we still have a socialization with Puskesmas or Healthy Center in Liang Anggang, Banjarbaru, with the nutritionist. This the picture how them get the knowledge of our students' parents. We also collaborate with students' parents, committee, and students also. And then we have the result that we saw it's increased 20% hot food sales and 80% satisfaction rate with the new canteen menus. So this is for the new plan one. We planting near our canteen, school canteen, cauliflower flower, and also the water spinach. I mean the spinach by that. Also also managed by our students and our herbalist club. Next. This is the roles of school canteens and food seller. After we create our herbalist club, we also get them to knowledge in outside by outing class. Move to the farm, local farmer. We go to the cantaloupe, papaya farm, and then to get the knowledge how to pick the good cantaloupe, how to planting cantaloupe in our school could be possible. And then this picture also a teacher share the papaya. Our teacher Miss Nurul also share the papaya after we get the papaya by outing school with the herbalist club. And then once for 2 weeks, we could give the free fruit for our students, all students. And then we also sell the fruit with hygiene one, because we know that our background students didn't like fruits and vegetables as well. So we co-create respect with working collaborate with our canteen manager rather than imposing top-down mandates, ensure helpful cooperation and creative input. The empowering staff, we provided the canteen staff with essential training and food safety and healthy food preparation. And for the local supply chains, by partnering with 5 local farmers, we ensure a consistent, sustainable supply of fresh ingredients for the canteen, completely transforming our food system. Next. As you can see here, our principal and our socialization coordinator, Miss Dita, Miss Inggit and Miss Dita, also pronounce that our school program is also helped by our government, because our program, lunch program is running well as well before the meal free by governments comes. So we start first, and then we take the meals from the government as the breakfast, and then we take our lunch programs as the lunch. And then for the conclusion, a holistic shift. We didn't just change the menu, we shifted an entire school foods culture by addressing demand, supply, and students' ownerships simultaneously. By moving forward with a strong collaboration between school, parents, communities, and governments, creating a healthy environment, the golden generation is entirely possible. Thank you. Next.
All right, thank you so much, Dini, for a very clear example of the activities. Right, and then may I ask if there are any participants have the questions to our speakers?
Yes.
May the technical team remove the PowerPoint? Okay. If you have any questions, you want to clarify with the speaker, you want to get the idea how they could solve the problem of the bad eating habit of the students, that they refuse to eat the vegetables and fruits. You can ask more questions here. You can unmute yourself. Any question, please? Miss Lamita, would you like to ask the question? Or even the participant from the Philippines, we are welcome you. You can unmute yourself. Anyone, please? How about the Stonino Elementary School? You can unmute yourself. Any questions? No question. Okay. So there is no question because some already asked the question in the chat box here. And may I ask if Madam Suhaila, you want to add a little bit more in the question? Because she asked here the question from Malaysia.
I tried to type actually to reply to her. It's okay.
Yes.
Now, yeah, I just replied here. We start first. It will be better we start first with the favorite fruits and vegetable that the students like. So that when the students they're ready, they're ready, make it as a part of the culture to eat the vegetables and fruit during the lunch hour or during break time. So it will, when we ask them to try another types of vegetables or another type of fruits, they're willing to try it. Especially, they will be motivated if they eat it together with their peers, with their friends. They will be, the more is the merrier for them. So that's why even though they never eat it before, but when they see their friends try it, when the teachers also uh convince them, please try to eat it, and they will hopefully they will really like it. But based on our experience, the students really like to eat it, especially those vegetables that they seldom have it at home, like broccoli, because my students, most of them are in villagers, water village. So when we ask them, the students, to try the broccoli, this is very nice there. So that's why they will request it more and more on that. So that's that I can give suggestion for Malaysia. You start first with the fruits and vegetables that favoritized by the students.
Yeah, that's right. And then I remember that Madam Suhaila, your student, most of them love watermelon, right? So you started with the watermelon.
Yes, the request
And
almost
then,
every day, watermelon.
and you make the watermelon juice.
Yeah.
And then the trick of this school is that they cut the vegetable and fruit into the small pieces.
Yes, small
So
pieces.
and that the small pieces of fruit that can encourage the student to try more
Yes,
and
the
more and
outlook
more.
is very important as well. The outlook, how you
That's right.
convince
There
them
are
to
the
yeah.
arts putting into the practices of the
Yes.
school. I think this is quite important also.
May I
All
add,
right.
Tiapa?
Yes, please.
Okay. Yeah, I think unhealthy eating behavior is really challenging, yeah, and because it's need time, yeah, and also all the components of school should should be focused on that, yeah. I agree that peer is very significant influence. Yeah, in one school in you remember Ikrama Bogor, they having kind of a quite unique, yeah, unique effort competition. Yeah, so there is a competitions for students that they should kind of innovate, prepare the product, yeah, which is contain fruits and vegetables, but this should be sold in the schools and by both should be bought by the students. That's why the students indirectly they buy and also should also comment like, yeah, in the sosmed. So it makes the students like Mr. Sorry, Miss who from Malaysia mentioned, yeah, because they try it and they like obligation, yeah, to prepare and then eat. But then after that, because it's routinely done, they become like it. So many innovative, healthy, based using like vegetables, yeah, and fruits become sold in the canteen, and also the students become like indirectly eating vegetables, something like that. So yeah, we should know and understand the characteristic of our student, yeah, so that our strategy is effective.
Yes,
Okay,
that's
that's
good.
all.
Thank you, Dr. Nastiti. Thank you so much. So, any more questions from our audience? Okay, so there is no question. If you have any further question, you can drop in the evaluation form. For the next slide, please. Okay, next. Before we go to the evaluation form, I would like to inform you again about the next session on One Health integration. All right, go back to the previous slide. All right, so the next session will be on Thursday, 19, the same time with the same meeting link. So we invite Dr. Sandra. She is the expert in One Health, especially integration of the One Health in the school practices. And we also have like one speaker from Cambodia, Miss Tina Chum. She is the parent of the Smith Primary School. She will share with us how her children improve. All right, so for the next part, may I share with you the post-training feedback form. So in my question, I will ask you, give us the idea from the presentation today, how you would like to apply in your school. So this is you can scan the QR code by using your mobile phone, or you can click in the link that our team already shared in the chat box to answer for the certificate. So this is the auto certificate system. Please ensure the spelling of your name, school name, and email address, because it will go directly to your email immediately after you click submission. Please use your Gmail address, Yahoo or Hotmail as the priority email. We found that some government email which has high security, this system doesn't go through that email, which high security. And if you don't receive the certificate after you click submission, please check your spam box, because sometimes it go to the spam box. And the deadline for this certificate is tomorrow midnight. All right, everyone. So please give a big round of applause to our speaker today, Dr. Nastiti, Madam Suhaila, and also Miss Dini. Thank you very much for the very practical presentation and knowledge that you provide to our audience today. All right, so anyone want to say anything? Please unmute yourself. Okay, so there is no question
Thank
from our
you.
audience. Thank you very much. Please don't forget to complete the certificate form. All right, everyone, thank you very much, and see you on next Thursday on One Health integration. This is gonna be a very interesting session. All right, everyone, thank you so much, and see you next upcoming Thursday. Bye.
Bye. Thank you, Piapa and others. See
Thank
you.
you
Good
so much.
luck.
Thank you so
Luck for the
much.
project. Bye
See
bye.
you. Thank you, Ibu Dwi.
Ya, sampai jumpa.
Hello, แป๊บนึงนะ